Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Delicia of Life with D, and we are back with another video. So this video will be part 3 of my bullet journaling series, and today we are talking about what to do after you get your supplies. So if you haven't checked out my first video, well, it's technically my second video, but my first video within this series about which supplies you should get in order to start your bullet journal, then I would suggest you go check that out right now, and I'll also have it linked above and below so you can't miss it. But after you get your supplies, you're like, well, what do I do now? How do I get started? And so today I'm going to show you how you get started and what that looks like. So if you're interested in watching that, learning more about that, then keep watching. Okay, before we get back into this YouTube video for real, let's talk about how the girls never told you how hard it is to find good lighting and a good sitting position when you're trying to show people things. Because I spent an obnoxious amount of time trying to figure this out to end up, and I'm sure it's basically the same position as my first frame, which is not what I was going for at all. But nonetheless, let's get back to this and try this again. First things first is that I will be alternating between my two different bullet journals to show you guys different things. So I have my one that I have this year and the one from last year / 2 years ago. That way I can just show you guys everything that I think is essential for bullet journal setup, even if I don't necessarily use that anymore. So if you bought one of the books that I have talked about before on this channel, or a similar book that does not have numbers on the pages at the bottom, that is the first thing that I would recommend that you do in order to set up your bullet journal, because later you will find out that it is kind of essential to have the pages numbered just for quick reference and things of that nature. As far as what I do when numbering, I don't number the entire thing at once. I go up to, I think in this book I went to like 45. I went up to page 45 in this book of numbering. And so what I literally do is just write on each page 1, 2, 3, 4, blah, blah, blah. And I just keep going, but I don't number the entire thing just in case I ever need to remove a page later and I don't want to drastically throw off all of the numbers. And as often as I remove pages from my bullet journal, I would really be thrown off by the end of it. So that's why I just don't number it all the way through. After numbering your bullet journal, the next thing that I would recommend is a key. And for a key, we will switch back over to my old bullet journal, this one, so that way I can show you guys a key. For my current bullet journal, I don't use a key because I've really simplified my setup, so I don't necessarily need a key anymore because I've got down what I'm doing pretty down pat. However, wanted to show you guys everything that I think is essential for a setup, and so I have created a key in my old bullet journal that I would be able to use in my new bullet journal, say I eventually transferred this page over. So let me show you guys that. So this is my, wow, you guys can see I messed up before when I was doing my key, don't worry. But this is the key that I would use if I was to set up my bullet journal. Well, this is the way that I denote my task, events, and school related things, and I also jotted down how I keep track of whether they're in progress, completed, irrelevant, or canceled, or have been moved and migrated to a different page. I also have a star for deadline associated, question mark for tentative, and an exclamation point for priority things. And just so you guys can see that again up close, this is what it's giving, this is what it's looking like. Like I said, I don't utilize this anymore. However, it is kind of essential when you're just starting out, so you can always know exactly what your symbols mean. So after a key, the next thing that you would do for your setup is to create an index, which would be something that you maintain throughout the usage of your bullet journal. You wouldn't create an index from the beginning because it wouldn't be accurate. So for now, this is what my index for this bullet journal looks like. It basically says index at the top, and then it denotes what's on the different pages. And so I have my different spreads. I have my future log. I was taking classes this semester for completing my master's program, and so I have on there that this is where I put my syllabi within my bullet journal. And yeah, that's just the index. As I continue to add things to my bullet journal, I'll continue to add to the index, and it will grow with the journal. The next thing that I have in my bullet journal for this year is a page denoting the year as well as the month that I'm starting this. which you guys have seen in my first bullet journal video. That way, just when I'm looking back later, I can know immediately, okay, this is the year 2020 and I started this in January. And for me, I do something to denote the month from time to time. It's pretty much based on how much time I have when I'm creating my bullet journal spreads. So for me, when I had time to create a January page, that's what I did. The next thing as far as setup that I would say is essential is to have a future log, which, there we go, friends, which looks something like that, and it goes 12 months out. So it takes me, since I started this January 2020, it takes me to January 2021, and it's something that, again, grows with the bullet journal, even though you, of course, write down the months and label the days of that month. As far as the tasks that may come up or different events that come up, that's something that is ongoing and continuous throughout the length of the bullet journal. But I think that this is an essential spread, because even just thinking about keeping up with a doctor's appointment that you made in February for April, are you really going to remember that? Probably not. So let's jot it down. So that's what I pretty much use my future log for. Alright guys, so that is the end of this video detailing your essential bullet journal setup, so that way we can get you on the road to bullet journaling sooner rather than later. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this series, and if you haven't already, definitely check out the other videos that are related to this series. I will, of course, link them down below. Thank you all for subscribing and tuning in and watching my videos. If you have not subscribed already, please take the time to do so now so that you can join my little side of the internet. I would be very, very happy to have you. Please comment down below any questions, comments, or concerns you'd like me to address, and leave a thumbs up if you just enjoyed this video or learned anything from it, and be sure to share it with your friends, that way they can start their bullet journal journey as well. Alright guys, thank you for tuning in. I will see you guys next time. Bye!